Once upon a time, there was a man named John who lived in a small village at the foot of a great mountain. John had always been fascinated by the world around him, and as he grew older, he became increasingly curious about the nature of reality. One day, as he was sitting by a river, John began to ponder the question that had been weighing on his mind for years. How can we be certain of anything in the world? He knew that the world was full of illusions and deceptions, and he couldn't help but wonder if anything was truly real. John spent many long hours lost in thought, trying to find an answer to this question. He spoke to the elders of the village, seeking their wisdom, but no one seemed to have a satisfactory answer. Determined to find the truth, John set out on a journey to the top of the great mountain. He knew that the journey would be long and treacherous, but he was willing to risk everything for the chance to discover the truth about the world. As John climbed higher and higher, the air grew thin and the landscape became more treacherous. He slipped and stumbled many times, but he refused to give up. Finally, after many weeks of climbing, John reached the summit of the mountain. There, he sat down to rest and reflect on his journey. As he sat there, gazing out over the world below him, John had a sudden realization. "I think, therefore I am," he whispered to himself. At first, John was puzzled by this thought. How could his ability to think prove his existence? But the more he thought about it, the more he realized that it was true. After all, how could he be thinking if he didn't exist? Overwhelmed with joy and excitement, John made his way back down the mountain and returned to his village. There, he shared his discovery with the other villagers, explaining how his ability to think proved his existence. At first, many of the villagers were skeptical of John's claims. But as they thought about it more, they began to see the truth in what he was saying. Word of John's discovery spread quickly, and before long, people from all over the world were coming to hear him speak. They were amazed by his insights and his ability to explain complex philosophical concepts in a way that was easy to understand. And so, John became known as one of the greatest philosophers of all time. His ideas about the nature of reality and the existence of the self had a profound impact on the world, shaping the way that people thought about themselves and the world around them. And even though John is no longer with us, his legacy lives on, inspiring people to ask questions, seek answers, and never stop searching for the truth about the world.